Hey guys, Wayne here from H2 Tech Videos. Today I'm back again with more hidden features on the Samsung Galaxy J7 Prime. This phone does so much and I've got more cool stuff I want to share with you. So we're going to start with one-handed mode, which is a great setting to know how to turn on because it's just a big phone and sometimes it's hard to reach all the way to the top and without you having to adjust your hand or use two hands. So check this out. Swipe down, go to settings. We're going to go to advanced features and make sure you turn on one-handed mode. Okay. And it will actually tell you how to turn it on really easy. Just tap the home key 3 times and that's it. So watch this. 1, 2, 3. And then the screen will automatically shrink down, and guess what? Now I can reach everything with one hand. I can swipe, I can open, everything works like normal, just the screen is shrunk down and it's going to make it easier for me to use it. I can also go to the settings here and you could make adjustments to it, and when you're done, you want to get out of it, just hit that home button 3 times, 1, 2, 3, and it will go back to the regular setting just like that. So that's one-handed mode. Definitely a feature I recommend that you use, because sometimes you just, you've only got one hand and you want to be able to reach things and use the phone, and it just definitely will make things easier. Our next hidden feature is going to be our selfie shortcut on the home screen, and we actually have them right here, and I'm going to show you how to set that up. If you already saw our camera tips and tricks, you already know how to do this, but for those of you that haven't seen it, I'm going to go over this really quickly. So quick launch camera, hit the home button twice. Make sure you're on the selfie camera, and we're going to swipe to the right and come to the upper right corner, hit the 3 dots, tap add shortcut to home screen, hit selfie, and then hit done. And now that's what creates the shortcut. So guess what? By tapping that, it'll automatically launch the camera and it'll go right to the selfie mode. So definitely a fun feature for those of you who are big selfie takers. I know I love to take selfies, and so it's just nice to open it up and get right to that setting. Now the next hidden feature is in that same section. It's called the wide angle selfie, or wide selfie, which basically it's like taking a panoramic picture but from the front. So literally you're just gonna hit the camera button and rotate your phone left and right, and it'll take it and put it together as one big picture. And it's a really cool thing to do, especially when you're in a group with a lot of people. You can have everyone just gather around you and you can take a full picture from the front without one person having to be left out. So that is the wide selfie, or wide angle selfie. Now our next hidden feature is going to be a feature I use all the time. Very important feature. It's going to be our power saving mode, but there's 2 power saving modes. There's one that is sort of like a basic mode, and then there's it's called mid, and then there's one that's called max power saving mode. Now here's how you get to it. Swipe down, swipe again. So here's the button right here, but don't just turn it on. What I want you to do is hold down on it, and that actually takes you to the section where you can see that there are multiple power saving modes. There's mid power and there's max power. And if you notice, if I switch to mid, it says it'll increase the battery by, this is actually crazy, it says the battery will last up to 58 hours. And on max, you could have your battery last up to 176 hours, which is crazy, but it's true. And here's how it works. So the mid power setting, it reduces a lot of the background operations that are happening on the phone so that your battery will stretch longer. So if you notice your battery is draining quickly, but you still want to do a lot of stuff on your phone, or maybe you're going to be out for a long time, I would say do the mid power mode, because this one right here, so let's just go ahead and hit it, and it tells you it's going to decrease your brightness. It has a speed limiter, so like if you're going to play an intense game, you don't want to have this turned on. And it turns off your background network usage. So background apps may not receive updates or send notifications. So let's turn that on really quick, and let's see what happens. It takes a few seconds for it to set it up, and now it's basically just already on a mode where it's conserving power. Now max power is different. This is like a full takeover of the phone. Like you have limited access, but your battery is going to last so much longer. Let me show you what this one looks like. So max power. So watch, extend your battery life to 176 hours by applying the setting below. Decrease screen brightness, speed limiter, and background network usage. We're going to hit apply. Now watch what's going to happen here. Your screen is, this is like a crazy, like, hey, I may not be able to charge my phone for the next 12 hours and my phone has to stay on. This is like when you would use this setting. Or, hey, I'm on 10%. My phone's about to die and I really need my phone to be on for people to reach me. You would turn on the max power saving mode. And now, as you notice, the phone looks very different. It's turned off all the background, like wallpaper and color. You can still send messages. You can still call people. You can go on the internet. And these are a few more of the options. So you can still look at your email. This is actually pretty crazy. Before you couldn't even do Google Maps. So you could do Google Maps. You still have access to a lot of your features here. But just the phone is like, it's just turning off all the excess stuff that's going so that it can stretch longer. So actually before you couldn't even use the camera, which is pretty crazy. So it's pretty awesome that you can do that now. So what I'm doing here is just adding shortcuts so you can have like a couple of your favorite apps here that are on the screen just to get to quicker. But basically you still have access to a lot. I can still open email, I can still go online, I can take pictures. Again, before, when this setting originally came out, you couldn't even use the camera, which is crazy. So now you still have a lot of access to do almost everything on the phone, but it's literally turning off everything that you don't need, so your battery is going to stretch. And even tells you right here on the front how much longer your battery is going to last. So it even tells you, hey, your battery is going to last another 176 hours. So you always know how much time you have left. Now granted, I wouldn't recommend you using this feature if your battery is on 97%. Unless, like, let's say there was an earthquake and you didn't know when someone was going to be able to find you. Like, that's when I would turn this on, when I'm at 97%. But if not, I'd say wait till you're like at 20%, 15%. And you're like, dang, I'm at Six Flags. I'm not going to leave for 3 hours. I need to, like, make some big adjustments to my phone to make sure this thing is going to be on for the next couple of hours. So anyway, I know I've lingered on this feature for a long time, but this is just literally one of my favorite hidden features, and I want to make sure you guys understand how to use it, when to use it, and know this is definitely going to be a lifesaver for you. So anyway, that was our next hidden feature. To turn it off, we're going to go to the upper right corner, hit the three dots, and just hit turn off max power. Give it a couple of, like, maybe 10-20 seconds. It's gonna reconnect to Wi-Fi and everything else. And now, okay, disclaimer, this phone is not connected to a data network, so that's probably why the number of hours was so long. If you are everybody that would have this phone would have it connected to some type of data service, so it probably wouldn't stretch for 176 hours. It'd be less. Just wanted to make that point. This one is only connected to Wi-Fi right now, so that's probably why the number of hours was so much higher than what it probably would be. It probably wouldn't be anywhere in the hundreds, I'm assuming. But if you get one, switch that setting and leave in the comments. Let me know at 100% how much battery life it says you'll have if you switch to max power. All right, and our last hidden feature is going to be how to move apps from the internal storage to a micro SD card. Now, this is a little tricky, so I'm going to walk you through how to do it, and I'm going to have some disclaimers, so just hear me out. So you cannot move every single app to the memory card. Understand that first. Only apps that are coded by the developer and I don't know what the specifications need to be, but there's settings that the developers have to make in order for an app to be able to be moved to a micro SD card. So I'm going to show you two apps, Netflix and Hulu. One of these is coded to be moved and one isn't, and I'm going to show you what it's going to look like, so you can basically check your app and see if it has the proper settings for you to move it, and you'll know if it's not. Okay, so here's how it works. So I've already put a SD card in the back. Okay, take the back off from right here. It's a little slot right here where you put the memory card in. So here's what you're going to do. We're going to go to the settings. We're going to go to apps. And first I'm going to go down to Netflix. So Netflix is an app that you are able to move to a micro SD card. So tap on Netflix, go down to storage, and then hit change. So right now it says storage used, internal storage, hit change, hit SD card, hit move. Okay. Usually happens pretty quick if the app is not too big. Netflix is only like 50 megabytes, which is really small. There's some apps out there that are like almost a gigabyte. Those apps would take a lot longer. Okay, so now it says storage used, external storage. Now, if I were to go back and go to Hulu, here's what you'll see. Hulu, storage. Notice you do not see the change button. What that means is this app is not coded to be able to be moved to external storage without rooting the phone. I'm not a big believer in rooting because you can possibly damage your phone if you don't know what you're doing. So I always try to show you guys things where you don't have to root it and risk jeopardizing the phone. So for all us concerned, this is what it looks like when an app is not able to be moved to the micro SD. So you just have to know that that's what it is. If you don't see that change button under storage, that's how you know. But again, in Netflix, just to show you one more time, storage, you have a change button, and that's how you know this app can be moved to the external storage. Alright guys, this has been the hidden features, more hidden features of the Samsung Galaxy J7 Prime. Hope you guys found this helpful. Do me a favor, in the comment section, can you leave me a comment and tell me what you learned from this video that you didn't know before you watched it, or you can say, I already knew all that stuff. If you already knew, that's okay, but I'm just curious of if there's any of these that you guys didn't know about, just so for the future I know which ones to stress and maybe which ones to leave out. So appreciate you guys watching. If you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you like, favorite, and share the video if it was also helpful, and have a good one.